So did anyone see my video last week? There are so many more people here than there were before. My goodness, that's a lot of people. Yeah, thanks everyone for checking the video out. I'm still a little bit in awe of the response that it's had. All the likes and comments and messages and stuff. Thank you guys so much. Like, I still look at this number and I read that as 18 views, not 1,800. It's almost like there's a problem with the app and it's broken. So yeah, thanks everyone for checking the video out. I don't just recreate scenes from movies and from Trainspotting. That's gonna be my last one. I'll maybe include one at the very end of this video, just for all you guys that stick around to the end. But yeah, thanks everyone who liked the video and shared it and messaged me about it. You're all far too kind. And now I feel I have to actually make these videos good. Oh dear. Today I want to talk about how I made last week's video. There's going to be 3 different stages I'm talking about. You've obviously got pre-production, production or filming, and post-production. And these are the different time codes in this video of those bits I'm going to be talking about. And these are the different areas of the video that I'll be talking about as well. So if you don't like one bit or you get a bit bored, you can always just skip forward to the next bit. Everyone just skips to the end. There's also going to be some fun facts about what we did along the way. So yeah. Hopefully you should enjoy those. So, pre-production. So, how did I come up with the idea? I came up with it a while ago, as it says in the Edinburgh News article. Thank you, Caitlin, for doing that. I've been wanting to recreate the iconic Trainspotting run for a wee while, but I didn't just want to recreate it frame for frame for no other reason than that. I thought having a little bit of a story would be fun, but I was also very aware during lockdown that we weren't really allowed to go outside and do things like that. And then that was kind of the idea. I thought, well, what if that was the reason for me doing it, was just for something as trivial as getting a haircut? And the idea kind of came from that. Fun fact, the reason that I did the whole I've gone the wrong way bit is because I obviously knew my hairdressers is the other way, but I wanted to recreate it shot for shot, so we had to have some way of me going east down Princess Street and then getting to the end and then having some reason of me going back. So that's why we came up with that line. And it also meant I didn't have to get hit by a car at the end like Renton does. Although we did consider that. Probably a wise move what we did. So my good friend Matt, he was great helping prepare some of the shots in the pre-production part so that we knew the shots that we needed to get on the day. I created this little video, which was kind of like a recurring shot of each shot that we needed, which was really helpful for me to kind of get the rhythm of how Renton would like look off to the left or use his arm at the wall and stuff like that. So that really helped on the day, and we basically just used that as a reference for what we did on the day. In terms of production, the middle stage, it was filmed over 2 days in Edinburgh, a Wednesday and a Thursday. You can tell it's filmed over 2 different days because on the Wednesday it was a lovely sunny day, and then on the Thursday it was raining. So that's how you can tell some of the differences between day 1 and day 2. I also shot the intro, the first couple of shots, on the second day, so I'd already actually technically done the run by that point. It took us about 3 hours to film the actual running scenes across Princess Street. And yes, as it says in the article, we did strap an 800-pound camera to Matt's bag, and then he cycled along on a Just Eat bicycle, ringing his bell to let people know that we were coming. It wasn't any more prepared than that. And yeah, I mean, it was just like the most ridiculous thing to do. I know that. I mean, I knew filming it would look ridiculous. I know watching it back, it looks ridiculous. And I felt so stupid doing it. And here's a compilation of all these different people that were looking at me like I am an absolute weirdo. We would do like one run with the camera at a certain height, and then we'd run back and we'd change that, and then we'd have it upside down for the feet, and we would just do this as many times as we could. I mean, I was absolutely knackered at the end. In fact, in one of the shots in the actual video, you can see I'm actually starting to limp a little bit. So yeah, I think there was a lot about me feeling comfortable looking like a fool. And yeah, this shot of me running past Boots is just like every time I see this shot, I literally laugh out loud because it's so stupid. So yeah, smash that like button for me looking like an idiot. Then we have post-production. I edited everything in Final Cut Pro, #Team Final Cut Pro. much better than Adobe. Can't wait for those comments about that. And I basically just used the original sequence as a reference, and I would match up my shots as close as I could to that. So it was easy in a sense, because I was using the original as a reference. I was cropping my shots to make sure I was in the same place of the frame as Renton, or I was speeding up a lot of my shots because I don't run as fast as Ewan McGregor, just to try and make things look as similar as possible. So although that took quite a bit of time, it was kind of easy just to match it shot for shot. It did take lots of time. I think somewhere between 12 to 15 hours to edit the whole thing. I was editing on Wednesday night, on Thursday night, on Friday night, and then on Saturday night, just before I released it, I think I was editing up until 4 AM, kind of getting all the thumbnail and stuff ready as well. So yeah, a lot of editing. Another fun fact, we obviously saw in the original that he's dropping wallets and money and stuff, and we were like, oh, it'd be good to drop masks and hand sanitizer. Matt couldn't do that because he had a camera on his back and was cycling. So who actually was throwing the hand sanitizer and masks? It was this guy. Yeah, the magic of editing. Another reason I think the video did so well as well is because it's quite short, it's quite intense, almost like the run itself in the actual film. We basically knew going into it that we wanted to have the whole story 1 minute long, so it was perfect for Instagram. So you'd be able to see the whole story in a 1 minute Instagram post, really. You know, in the second minute of that Instagram post, it's basically me just talking and then showing the shot for shot sequence. But because we had to have everything into this little 1 minute time frame Instagram post, it really meant we cut out a lot of the stuff that, you know, wasn't needed. I thought about adding in extra shots and stuff to begin with, but there wasn't enough time for that. Like, every second was valuable. That's why that very first intro sequence is so succinct, because it just has to be, to have enough time to like tell the story over the minutes. So, and that really helped in making the video what it was, you know. I knew I'd be using Lust for Life, Iggy Pop. That's obviously what he runs to in the original. There is I think it's Prodigy, remixed version for Trainspotting 2. And I thought using that and wearing a mask and recreating it would kind of be a cool version, as opposed to the original Lust for Life and Renton doing it back in the 90s. And I thought seeing those side by side with the music as well would be really cool. Yeah, the music makes a huge difference. Like, if I take the music out, it's just a guy running along Princess Street, dropping some stuff. You can even hear Matt's bicycle, right? And as one guy on Reddit said, get ready for that copyright strike. And it's totally true that like any AdSense or any money made from that video will go completely to Iggy Pop. But I knew it wouldn't be right using any other track. You know, it doesn't fit right if it's just kind of royalty-free, generic YouTube music. It's like the whole thing of the video. A big part of it is the music that's behind it. So yeah. Obviously, like finishing and cutting at the end with a black screen, as you do that in a lot of my videos. So I just had to have that at the end of the 1 minute and then work backwards from that, kind of timing the shots and making them last as long as possible. But just having it quite concentrated into this 1 minute time frame really helped. I added color grading and sound effects. I added subtitles for when I'm saying things through a mask. What else did I do? Yeah, and for the Instagram version, I cropped each individual shot specifically for Instagram. Like, I could have made an Instagram version that looked like this, where it's kind of elongated, but I thought making a Instagram square version, again, would almost be more intense and in your face, even if it did take ages to edit. Man, editing just takes so long. I'm probably staying up till 4 AM editing this video. Yep. Sorry, future Christopher.
It's okay, they all smash like.
So then I made the thumbnail, I used the original again as a reference, just used the exact colours for that and put Matt and myself in black and white, and uploaded it to YouTube at about 4 AM and it was released about 8 hours later at midday. All you lovely people saw it and liked it and subscribed, and here we are now. I think there's two things that really helped me with making this video and publishing it, and I think part of the reason why it's done so well as well. First of all, I tried to throw my perfectionism out the window when I was making it. You know, there's some things in the video that I'm kind of unhappy with, believe it or not, and I can't help but see those things when I watch the video back. Like, for example, it's dry 1 minute and then it's wet the next in this shot. These two shots right after each other have completely different lighting, and I can't change it in post-production, and this is just because I don't really know how to use a camera very well, so those are in there. All this stuff that I say at the end, I say it way too fast, and you can hardly hear what I'm saying. So I could have spent ages trying to edit that stuff, but I think I knew I had to have the video out by Sunday, so I just let that stuff slide, and I think that really helped me with making it. Otherwise, I probably would have still been editing it, and I would have never actually released it. That whole thing of finished, not perfect, is so real, you know. Get something good, get it as good as you can, but get it finished. It should be finished and not perfect. And the second other important point, I think, is that when I came up with the idea for this video, it was obviously an idea in my head, but I didn't know what that was going to look like. I didn't know if it would make sense, or if it would be confusing, or how it would look, if it would just look stupid or absolutely ridiculous, of which we all know it is the second. I didn't know what the response would be. I didn't know if it would go viral or not. And I think that's part of the reason why it actually turned out so well, is that I wasn't really thinking about making a video for other people. I was just thinking about making something which I wanted to make. I wanted to recreate that scene from Trainspotting with my own little spin and style of editing on it, and I think that's why it worked so well. I think if I'd been focusing on what other people would think about it, and if other people would share it and stuff, it probably wouldn't have done as well. I think I just made something I wanted to make and put out there, and a byproduct of that is that people have enjoyed it. And I think that's why it worked so well. So yeah, final fun fact, make something because you want to make it, not because you want other people to see it. Thanks again, as always, smash that like button. Oh, I hate myself for saying that. Oh, it's so awkward being a YouTuber. There's a funny story about the first time I said that to someone. I'll maybe save that for later. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I will see you all next week. So yeah, thanks everyone for liking last week's video, 91 likes, and one dislike. And nobody move. Someone disliked this video, and nobody leaves here until we find out what person did it. Here you go, there's another Trainspotting reference for you guys. Top prize goes to the person in the comments who can work that one out first. So I think the first thing was that the first thing is try not to burp in the middle of your shot, Christopher. Outtakes.